consistency is the hardest thing. It was the challenge that people ran into when I was helping people with fitness all these years. It still is the challenge. Now that I'm helping people with emotions and mind and body, it's still the challenge. So the thing about consistency is being okay with the fact that we can show up and do the best we can, but letting go of the expectations that we may have held for ourselves before about exercise. This idea that we have to work really hard, we have to do a certain amount of time, we have to do a certain amount of repetition, that we have to achieve or reach something, and if not, it would be a failure. The analogy that I often compare it to practice is like brushing your teeth and taking a shower. If you literally use the approach that you do with brushing your teeth and taking a shower and you applied it into this practice, you will find it will be just as consistent as brushing your teeth and taking a shower. Think about it. When was the last time you compared how you brushed your teeth to, let's say, somebody else? Like, honestly, when did you go, hey, how did you brush today? Right, when did you do that? When did you do it for yourself? How did I brush last week? Oh man, today I didn't get the circles good. Today I didn't scrub as hard. And then when you rub your tongue to your teeth and you missed a spot, when was the last time you got upset? You beat yourself up because you missed a spot. Honestly, right? Does it happen? Well, I know for me it does. Sometimes I hit all the teeth and sometimes I miss spots. I'm like, there's a little grime back there. And sometimes now taking a shower, same thing. Right? Sometimes I got good shower. Sometimes, oh man, maybe I not wipe soap here and only the other areas. It happens. But we don't get upset about it. We don't make it a deal, right? We just, it's no big deal. I'll brush my teeth later. I'll go take another shower tonight or tomorrow, right? And now if we look at it also with being tired, you still take a shower when you're tired, but your shower may be shorter. When you're sick, how many of you guys ever given yourself the excuse and not do an exercise because you're sick? Oh, I'm sick, I'm not gonna work out. Right? But you don't go, oh, I'm sick, I'm not gonna brush my teeth. Right? You don't do that. You go, I still brush my teeth, but are you gonna brush it with all the exertion and really good? And no, you're gonna be like, you're just laying around. You're just acting natural to the amount of energy that you have. Now imagine when you did practice the same way. So you're tired, you're sore, or you're just not feeling well. So then you do a half-ass practice, you make it really short, barely paying attention, you're just kind of going through the moves. You may only spend 3, 4, 5 minutes, then you're done. But that 3 to 5 minutes, that helps your body feel better. And that's all you did because that's all you felt like doing. Now, 4 days later, you're feeling better. You're going. Before you know it, you're 45 minutes in. You feel great. The more you do practice, the stronger you're feeling. So that day, you end up doing 60 minutes of practice. Not because you try to reach 60 minutes, but because it felt very natural, because you had energy, because you're just kind of falling into the moves. You see, when we learn how to listen to our energy levels, when we let go of this expectation of how we're supposed to do it, we end up being consistent. And then when we are consistent, there are going to be days that we're going to do a little bit and it's going to be half-assed. And then there are going to be days where we're going to do a good job. And we're going to do it strongly. Our job is not to go ahead and see how many good days we have. Just like you don't go and measure how many good showers you take. Your job is just to go ahead and do it. And then however happens, happens. I'm trying to show my son how to brush his teeth. Most of the time, he sticks his electric toothbrush into every place but his mouth, or sometimes back into his mouth after he sticks it into places. So maybe one day he's going to get it. So when we're doing this practice, you may not get all the moves. I was watching you guys do it. So you guys are tense and holding on this. It's good. It's just how it is when you first start. But then as you do it, you just naturally get better. But you see, you don't get better because you're trying so hard to get better. If you do it every day, naturally you start to remember the movements. Your body starts to remember the patterns. It becomes easier and easier. That's how we're able to be consistent.